Hey guys, Vazzy back here, and today I just wanted to provide you with the custom roster overview for update 4 of my NHL 24 custom roster. Just like the past few updates, if you are seeing this video, the custom roster should be live at this point, as I am releasing the roster here on Friday, November 17th. With that all being said, let's take a look at what you can expect from update 4 of my custom roster. Starting things off with created player updates. So as you all know, I have put in, I want to say, over 400 now created players. I don't know, at this point honestly I've kind of lost track, but that's kind of been less and less of my priority here in at least this update and the one before. But in this one, my update priority was trying to update a lot of those custom prospects that I've already added in game. As you could tell, some of them, especially draft picks, some of them just needed to be increased or decreased a bit just to make it more realistic for what's actually going to be happening here in the real world and the drafts coming up. An interesting thing I did find, and for any of you custom roster editors out there, if you're creating defensemen for future draft classes, they don't actually grow the same amount that you would think that they should. An example would be Landon Dupont in the 2027 NHL draft. I had him set at a 62 or something like that, and he always ended up growing to only about a 70 overall after 4 seasons of simulation, which is kind of crazy to me. I had to actually set him at a 75 overall for him to grow to a 79 overall by the time that draft actually takes place. So there's a lot of stuff like that, just making those small adjustments and making it more realistic for those future draft classes. And another side note here with created players, something I didn't really know heading into this update, or didn't really realize anyway, is that players' slap shots don't really actually ever grow in franchise mode. So with that being said, I had to go into, I'm not going to say every prospect, but a good majority of them and give them at least a plus, 4 or 5 here or there, just to get it usable in franchise mode. If it ever grows, that's a different question, but that was another thing I was focusing on here. Up next is new created teams. If I'm being totally honest, this was something I actually did think I was kind of done with after the past few updates anyways. But I ended up kind of getting on a roll with EA finally actually fixing it so that you could add in, I believe, up to 80 created teams now. I want to say I added in 12 more, just to these custom ones that you can play with, substitute in franchise mode. As you can see, I'll have it scrolling here, a video of some of the new ones here you can expect in the background. But yeah, like my end goal is here, I want to give you guys a sandbox experience. These you may never use, or you may use them all the time in your different franchises. That's my kind of goal here, just give you guys those options, different created teams from retro logos, retro jerseys, and all that stuff that you can use, or YouTube series and stuff you just want to recreate it for fun on your own in your personal franchise modes. That's always my goal here, just giving you guys those options. What you do with them is up to you. But yeah, overall I think I want to say 12 new created teams, not including a couple extra World Junior teams that I had to create. But that'll be for another update here in the very, very near future. And lastly, I just wanted to end with continued roster improvements. So again, this is something that I try and do every roster update, and now especially as we are approaching a quarter of the way into the NHL season. I know we're not exactly there yet, but I just wanted to go over every team and all that, and I'm not saying make massive adjustments, obviously. You don't want to do anything too drastically here, just based on a very short period of time here into the season that we are. But you definitely do need to make those certain adjustments just based on how players are playing, potential overall, X factors, all that stuff. Briefly went over it again, took another look over, and there's definitely some changes that had to be made, so they will be implemented here into update 4. But I think that's going to do it for this video here. Looking at all the changes, improvements, and updates coming to update 4 of my custom roster. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I have one more surprise update planned here for the year of 2023. Stay tuned for that. But until then, I will see you all in the next video.